Hey guys, how's it going? It's Chris from linkinslegion.com, and this video is, I'm not really sure how long it's going to be. I'm not really sure how detailed I'm going to get into certain subjects, but I wanted to talk about good things that happened in 2020 in my personal life. This video is not meant to come off in a boasting way or a gloating kind of way. This is me trying to give myself a pat on the back. As for people that know me, I am perpetually internally negative, meaning I have a very negative inward introspective on myself. I don't like me, and I don't find anything I do to be successful, to be good, to be worth the time I put into it. I'm not really ever pleased with many things that I do, and I constantly badmouth myself. You guys, you see that on streams. You see me doing that in videos all the time, and a lot of the times, yeah, it is just me being. Just a lot of times it is just satire. It's just me being rude to myself for the joke of it. Like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit. Of course I would miss that shot in playing Call of Duty. I'm terrible at the game. And whereas a lot of me really does believe what I'm saying, there is a small part of me that is, I think, fulfilling that role that I used to have growing up of being verbally abused a lot by my peers, by people who I believe to be my friends, and strangers alike. Somebody on the side of the road. I'm going for a walk, and I've had people literally throw firecrackers at me out of their window while walking along the side of the road. I've had people yell very obscene things at me while I'm just walking along the side of the road. And just stuff like that happens. When I went and visited Sam in Michigan, we were walking on the side of the road, and a bunch of dudes in a truck drove by and nearly hit us because they were being douchebags. That kind of thing seems to happen to me. So there's a part of me that just kind of continues the spirit of it because guess I feel like I deserve it. So I wanted to make this video to show off to myself things that I've done, to be proud of myself, and to really kind of wrap up the year with how crazy 2020 has been. I wanted to wrap up just how much I actually did do, because a lot of times I feel like I don't accomplish things. A lot of times I feel like I've done nothing with my time. This isn't everything. This is just a short comprehensive list that I came up with while I was at work, and I just wanted to go over a couple things that happened from the beginning of this year. Now, to really kind of set the bar, the beginning of this year was the lowest point in my life, and I'm not going to garner pity. I'm going to kind of go over this really quickly. For those of you who do know and those of you who don't know, my girlfriend of 3 years broke up with me actually exactly. Today is the 22nd, and it was a 21st. It was like 21st at like 9 p.m. or 22nd at 9 p.m. Yeah, it was 21st at 9 p.m. last year, exactly in 2019. So exactly 1 year ago, I was made single, and it was the most heart-wrenching thing I had ever gone through. Like, I've gone through a lot of bad shit, but this was the most deeply personally destructive thing I'd ever experienced. It was the first love and the first loss of love. So that feeling of inadequacy followed me, or rather, the feeling of inadequacy I had experienced throughout my entire life that had been instilled on me by my peers and myself had been reinforced by the one person I chose to trust. So, as you can see, as you could probably gather, it fucking destroyed me. And it has taken me a year to get to the point of what I consider to be stabilized or have been recovered in a sense. Um, So, and the person that I was a year ago is still me, but there has been a lot of changes. Personally, like physically, there's been a lot of changes. Like I'm growing facial hair a little bit better. I got a nose ring and yada yada, just like stuff like that. Just like I've changed, but like also inside my emotions, I've changed in a way. So yeah, the beginning of this year, January, February, I was still at my lowest point. I think my very lowest point was middle of December, but January and February, it was still just kind of a lingering, just misery. Every fucking day was just miserable. So I was really struggling up until I'd say probably the very end of summer, maybe like August time. August, I was starting to finally get myself pieced back together because I'm a very sentimental person. I hold on to things that I cherish, and I hold on to memories very dearly. So when I'm driving by somewhere and I recognize a location that I have a positive memory with Sam associated with, it would crash down negative emotions because I remind myself of the position I'm in now, and those feelings of abandonment come rushing back. So throughout the entire year, I was just constantly experiencing just that sadness over and over again. So that is why I want to talk about this list of things that have gone right in the past year and things that I have done, because I need to prove to myself that I didn't waste my time and that I myself am not a waste. So this is in no particular order, but let's start off with the list. First off, I reached Twitch affiliate, which has been a goal that I casually tried to reach back out in Michigan when I started streaming on Twitch aside from YouTube, and I couldn't really make money on Twitch outside of people directly donating, so it was always, just kind of like whatever, I'm just doing Twitch or YouTube. I bounce back and forth between Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, and I finally settled on doing Twitch after all this, and I got Twitch affiliate. And obviously, I literally can't do it without you guys, without everybody who's supporting me and supporting my channels and all my works. So I have all of you to thank for that goal. Whereas Twitch lately has been very quiet and calm. I think a lot of that has to do in part with just bad scheduling, just bad timing, and my own personal energy throughout the streams has been lower because of just being distracted. I've just been very distracted and feeling, again, inadequate if I walk into a stream and an hour later I still have one viewer and it's usually me or Dylan. It kind of feels, lame, so you beat yourself up. So, but either way, Twitch affiliate, I reached that, which is incredible for me personally. I think so. Another one is between my Linkin Airsoft YouTube channel and Lincoln's Legion Lincoln's Legion channel, not Airsoft channel. Both of those channels that I restarted and started anew are both at 300, over 300 subscribers, which is not a crazy number, but that's still 300 people. That's a fair number of people who are actively sticking around on my channel. That's good. The numbers have been decent. They've been better, more consistent than they used to be in the past, whereas that's not a sustainable thing. I'm not making money from YouTube. It's still numbers that I do like to see. So that is an accomplishment. Now, this year, I also did publish. I did publish a book. I may have published. Let me double check this. So I published my one of my favorite books, Origins Transgression, which is the essentially prequel to the main book, which follows the main character Kim's in the first book, her dad and mom's backstory. It's a love story, but it has a lot of the elements we have known to love, and that was published April 26th of this year. Hibaloma was published in July of this year. So that's two books that I published. One of them being about 240 pages, much more of a book, and then Hibaloma being about 90 pages as a short story. Either way, I've published two books this year, which I think is, that personally for me, it's always writing that makes me feel like I haven't accomplished anything. I take writing very seriously, and especially time frames of writing. I get very guilted and depressed over how long something takes for me to do when it comes to writing. And I published two books this year. Basically, the quarantine at the beginning of the year really solidified me writing Transgression, because I already had the first draft done, and I was able to go back from the beginning and go through my second draft and my final draft while in quarantine. I would spend, when I was still at the other apartment, I would spend literally 6 to 11 hours a day, multiple days in a row, just writing. And I had a freaking blast doing it, let me tell you. And because of that, because of having all that time and that motivation, that momentum is a big thing in writing for me. Is to be able to continuously go each day without mental or physical interruption or obligations getting in the way. I was able to fully write and publish a 240-page book and finish up Hibaloma and publish that. So, and speaking of book, also, I've made significant progress on book 2, the sequel to Vengeance Children of Faust, which as of this moment is called Vengeance Cataclysm, and I don't know if I'm sticking with that name, but that is the placeholder name right now, and I have made significant progress with that. I'm about 150 written pages into it, about 13 or so chapters, and I'm working on the roadmap fully right now, which is about 30 pages of story that I'm writing plus everything else after where I am currently. So I have made crazy progress. Think about it this way. I started off book 2 at about 40 pages at the beginning of this year. Now I'm at 140 pages and a very solid outline of where I'm going and knowledge of what I'm doing. So yeah, it's great. And that's my current writing project. Another thing is, which I haven't achieved right yet, but I know I promised to myself, and I could easily do it at almost any time. It's just I'm kind of dragging it out. Is reaching 400,000 gamer score. I know I will reach it in 1 month's time. That's easy. I can absolutely do that. Considering at this very moment, I'm playing Stardew right now. I'm at my homepage on my profile, it doesn't even display it. Are you kidding? What are they doing? Oh, they're okay. So it's above the time. What the? Okay. Anyway, I'm at 396,230 right now. So I can very easily hit 400,000 before the end of the year. So I'm writing that off as an accomplishment. Next thing is where I am currently right now living, which is my grandmother's house that I've always wanted to live in since I was a baby. Since I lived here, and not since I lived here, since I went to daycare here. My grandmother ran a daycare out of here, and since I went to daycare, I used to get dropped off here after school and come over here all the time for sleepovers and just Christmas and Thanksgiving and just so much of my life was in this house that I grew to just absolutely adore it and the land that it's on. And I'm living here now, which I've been living here for 6 months, 7 months, something like that. So yeah, which is crazy because like I just said, I've always wanted to live here. Next on my list is I got a septum ring done, which is not something I ever knew or really planned on getting, but on impulse, I decided I want a septum ring. And within like a month or two, I got it. So I got that. It's still healing. I'm only like a week or two. I don't even know when I got it done, man. A week or two into the healing process. So it's going to take a while. But yeah, that's I'm happy with it. I'm cool with it. The next thing is, like I said, this is on my list right here. I worked through a lot of issues and stabilized myself, which I've already been over. That has been obviously very rough for me. I still get my moments of faltering where I have to pick myself up or just kind of let myself bleed internally for a little while. Honestly, today I kept myself distracted. Right now, you may notice the background is a little different from like the last video or the last stream. That's because I switched my bedroom in my office. Now my bedroom is in where my office was, and now my office is in my bedroom. Vice, whatever have you. And this room's a little bit bigger. I'm still working on the audio for the back. I'm still working on a lot of things, but yeah, just I kept myself busy today. So I've met some really awesome people on Twitch. Like we have Scruffy, we have Luna. Veronica was already my friend, but interacting with her on stream has been cool. Interacting with the people I've known, like Jib Jab and in Spy and in Zonin. I'm not going to go through the entire list of everybody, but there's just been so many people I've been able to connect with and have conversations with and hang out with and learn more about, and I've just been having an absolute blast doing that. I do really enjoy the fun times we have on stream. Another thing is, which I can't show you right now, but I finally got dreads, and I've had the dreads for a little while now. For about 5 months, I've had 4 months. I've had dreads in for about 4 months, and I finally got extensions put in. So now they're like down to here now, and I'm gonna dye those black as well coming through. But right now they're on the retwist stage, so they look pretty ugly. But in a few days, I'm going to unravel them. And then in a week or two after that, they're going to start to look pretty normal again. So I got my dreads. I got extensions in. I finally have a Dreadhawk fade. And I'm so fucking happy about that. I've also uploaded, I don't know exactly how many videos I've uploaded this year, but I've uploaded a couple hundred, which I still think is an accomplishment given all of my setbacks, all of my deviation from videos, because videos have not been my priority and videos will not be my priority anymore. Videos on YouTube are just kind of something I'll do when I have time, or if I'm making highlights from streams, or if I'm making updates or announcements. I don't care about YouTube much anymore. Not the people. I don't care about the platform. I care about the people. I don't care about the platform. But that being said, that has allowed me to put more time to things I actually do genuinely care about and want to succeed in, because YouTube is basically a black hole of wasted time. But I still do make videos. I paid off my PC. What you guys are being recorded on right now, my $2,000 fucking custom PC build, I finally paid it off with a firm, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And I think that's a pretty good accomplishment. Paying off a bill, Paying off a debt? Absolutely. I see a hair floating. Can you see it? It's down here. It just went that way. I just looked over and saw a hair floating. Oh yeah, there was also another thing that I wrote, which was it was originally called Cataclysm, but I switched that to book two's name for the moment. Right now it's called Balance, and it is a backstory. It is like basically additional information, backstories on Sin, on Chrism, on Magcrow, and basically the council. And I know you don't know anything about those, but it's just a lot of background information that I needed to solidify before I started writing book two. So if anything, I seriously in the past year wrote about 500 pages of solid lore and books, so that's crazy. I learned how to play Final Fantasy X's to Zanarkand on the piano, sort of. I can get by and play it, which is one of my favorite songs and most beautiful melodies of all time. I can actually play. I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano, where I can't really play the piano in that way. I can emulate that song on the piano, which I love. I adore that. Speaking of also that, Final Fantasy X did come out on the Xbox One, and I was able to play it and beat it. I finally beat Final Fantasy X, which has been a lifelong struggle. Since playing on PS2, I got about 40 hours in and never beat it. Playing on PS3, I got 30 hours into it and never beat it. And I finally beat it on Xbox One, and I'm so happy I get the conclusion. I get that fulfillment. So I'm so happy. I love Final Fantasy X so much. Supernatural has come to an end. Supernatural that has been on air since 2005, and I think I started watching it in middle school, so like 2008 or 9. I started really watching Supernatural. And that show's been going for 15 years, and just a few days ago was the last episode. And you bet your ass I bawled my eyes out. A show like Supernatural that has inspired, influenced, and instilled so much of who I am and my beliefs, and not even just like beliefs in people, but beliefs in religion, which I'm not a religious person, but like in what my idea of an afterlife and of a heaven and a hell and supernatural things has been reinforced by ideals expressed in Supernatural. Not that I'm taking that as my religion, but it has given me ideas and inspiration for what I believe an afterlife to be like, and which, helps you get through day to day, kind of having an answer in your own head, picking and choosing. But aside from that, Supernatural just has been a wild ride, and we're good seasons, bad seasons, good episodes, bad episodes. I love Supernatural, and it is my favorite show and one of my favorite things to experience, and I could experience it for the rest of my life over and over again, and I'd be happy. And it's over. No more new season, nothing new to predict. It's done. That's crazy to me. I still haven't fully accepted that, but it's done. And that's really right now all that's on my list. Obviously, that's not everything, There's the progress I made individually in Stardew Valley, aside from total gamer score. There's the upgrades I've made to my equipment, to everything that I'm doing around me, There's so much that has changed around me, and that I can't really keep up. I still have my bunnies. Both my bunnies are, healthy and beautiful, and my family's doing well. My grandmother, as of this moment, is still alive, and she's still fighting. She's been fighting her sicknesses for like 3 years at this point, and she's kicking ass. So, there's a lot, man. But I wanted this video. I know it's been very quiet, been very somber, mostly because I'm still getting used to the audio in this room. I'm not done setting up the muffling. I'm not done setting up everything, so I'm still conscious of how loud I'm talking. But I want you guys to know that I'm eternally grateful for every one of you who watches, who likes, who comments, who hangs out during streams, who lurks, who sends me positivity. For Alan, for all of his donations and all of his little gifts that he sends, his silent support, and for everybody for actually caring enough to remember my name and to sign in to an account and watch me, talk to me, ask me questions, express concern, and actually seemingly genuinely care. That's something I try not to take for granted, because I've disillusioned myself into believing everyone lies to me, and that the people who say they care are only saying that, and that's my own personal demon that I have to constantly kind of play tug of war against, to make myself believe that people are being truthful, that people are being genuine, and that people do care. That's hard for me. And I want you guys to know that I do feel your love. And I'm very happy about that. So, 2020 may have been an absolute shit show for 90% of the people alive right now. We've lost a lot of people. There's been a lot of crazy stuff we had to deal with every single day, and it's constantly changing. But we're making it through. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we're going to get there. And we're going to prove it not only to everyone else around us, we're going to prove it to ourselves that we are strong enough and that we are better together. Thank you guys. 2020 can lick my ass. And that's going to be it for this video. It's only November, but I wanted to make this now. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.